So, I've been doing some research. I fired this guy up last night, and the past hour, every 15-minute chime has worked. Ha! And I get the camera out and it stops working. Click. 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 Oh, it's gonna work now. I heard it set. Yep. Done some research. It's a Hermal 451-053H movement with an 85 centimeter pendulum. So I found those online at a good price and I bought one. So we're gonna have a bit of a DIY whenever that movement shows up. I have no idea how long that'll take to ship. This company communication's not very good. Let's count. 3, should go 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Yes. And I'm going to attempt to put it in myself. I'm not sure how I'm going to get the hands off. There's supposed to be a nut right here. And I don't know that we're going to get this camera to focus very well. But that doesn't look like much of a nut. It actually kind of looks like some maybe metal shavings with some glue on the end of it. So I don't know who had these hands off last, but they half-assed the install. My only concern is that I damaged the face. I saw faces for this movement listed on their website that I bought the movement from, but they all have moon phases. This clearly doesn't have a moon phase. I don't know if that movement supports a moon phase function. If it did, that would be cool to put in, but I have no idea how that works. This thing itself, once you pull this wood hood off, is just screwed in with a couple self-tapping wood screws into some wood. So I could replace the face. But I don't know, there's specific hand removal tools you can buy that are like $40 on Amazon. I don't really want to do that. So I've seen people make their own that are pretty much just like a plastic pry tool that then has a 90-degree L at the end, and you get one on each side, and you just need equal force on both sides pulling them off. The hands are cheap. They're like $8 for a set of hands, so I'm not worried about them. I can replace them, and they probably come with a nut, and I just throw it on there when it's done. But this thing should be working. I'm going to reuse the chains and the weights. We'll just have to feed those up over the sprockets on the movement. I don't think that should be bad. And then I've got to get it in, they called it like in beat or something like that, which just I think means it has to be level. And when you move it with the pendulum on, then something gets dicked. But clearly it doesn't work because it ran all night, and the weights for the chimes are in exactly the same place they were. So it'll sometimes work when I'm standing here looking at it, but that's it. Anyways, woke up to some not so good news this morning. I'm going to take a shower and get dressed, and then I'll show you. It's about 12:20 right now, and I'm going to have to head up to the Apple store to get today back on track. Alright, showered and dressed. It's 12:45. I got to be up there at 1:15, but the Mac's still backing up, and I want to have a fresh backup going into this. It's actually sunny today, and I am very surprised and impressed to see how things have greened up. In fact, the neighbor across the street, they're moving out mid-May. The home's been for sale for a month or two now. He's asked me to come over and mow his yard this week, and looks like I'm actually going to need to do that. Look at that. That's growth. It's actually kind of gotten shaggy out here by the street. So it's pretty wet. I heard it stormed yesterday for quite a while. Oh, the house says sold on it. That was quick. Wonder what they got for it. So the house sold. Damn. That was only listed for maybe 6 weeks. Anyways, that's going to be a later project. Right now, here's what we have on the Mac. Check that out. Yep. Something behind the glass in the LCD panel or the backlight or the inverter, something is cracked. There's a physical 45-degree crack under the glass right there. How the hell did that happen? Alright, well, I flew all day with it yesterday. I moved 2,500 miles. Inside of this neoprene in-case case, inside of a bag designed for laptops that has cushion at the bottom. I didn't drop that bag. I didn't check that bag. It was fine. I used it last night for an hour, maybe 2 hours, got through emails, put some photos in iPhoto. It was totally fine. Closed the lid, laid it down gently on the carpet next to my bed, as I have for 5 years. Woke up, flipped the screen up, and here's what we have. So who the hell knows what happened with that? It is still in warranty. There's no visible damage aside from on the way back from San Juan last December, the guy in front of me put his seat back and it put some stress marks in the aluminum where the hinge meets. They might look at that and determine that to be operator error, but I really hope warranty covers that because it's going to be expensive. And now we've got to wait for the frickin' time machine back up to go, and it's going very slowly. 2.12, come on, give me a 2.18, 2.3. Damn, I'm going to be late getting up there by 1:15. Well, this is not going well. It's 1 o'clock and it's only done 7 gigs. So I rescheduled to 2:15 and I'm going to go get a haircut in the meantime because I look shaggy as hell. That's a good sign. Every time I go away for a while, I expect this this 6-year-old battery to conk out on me. So far it hasn't. Let's see what happens. And it's not full of gas. I didn't remember what I did with that. Fire in the hole, no problem. Sweet, on the road. Oh, I feel so much better. I can feel the wind on my scalp again. It's wonderful. This is so nice. This is nicer than yesterday in San Diego. It's cool today. It's only 46. But the sun feels good, and just how green everything is. I mean, there's going to be mowing that is going to need to be done soon, which is kind of bad timing in the way that I have a ton of academic work coming up. I'm going to do a full audit tonight, go through every class, see what the week holds, and I'll be in class tonight. I'll probably be really tired. I got up about 11, which is like 8 body time right now. So I'll be tired tonight, and then I'll probably have to make tomorrow a work day. I don't know if I'm going to get into Lyric Motorsport today to check on the M5 or not. 2:15 up at Apple, probably should be back down here around 4. Depending on what I have to do after that, I would like to get in there and see what's up. Welcome back, it's update time. It's 2 in the morning, so I didn't film much this afternoon. For some reason on Tuesdays I always lose track of time in the afternoon, and I'm always almost late to class at 6:35. Anyways, I got my haircut, you saw that. I headed up to the Apple store, I was there about an hour. On the way there I remembered that in San Diego I had a sync cable stop working. They get, frayed at the part where it gets thicker right before it plugs into the iPhone. So they gave me a new cable, no problem. And then the Mac is en route to Texas. It's going to be repaired. They're going to replace the display casing. This part right here, I guess, is part of the display. Then they're going to check out the trackpad. The left side wasn't pushing the same as the right. Then they do full diagnostics on the whole machine. If there's anything that doesn't meet spec or like new condition, it is replaced. So I'll have that back in 5 days. That one that I was just showing you is a mid-2015 15-inch Retina Pro 2.5 16 512. So I'll use that for a couple days. They said 3 to 5 days, so I'm hoping it's back by like next Monday. That would be fine, and then I'll just return that one. So whatever, it'll come back like new hopefully, and then we'll be done. I stopped in Lyric Motorsport after that. I was there a little bit. I talked to the guy building the engine. Tom is still in Turkey or somewhere. He's not back yet. He's coming back on Friday. The guys devoted all of last week to work on the engine. So Monday morning they get in there, clean the block out, put the crankshaft in, put the connecting rod bearings and the main bearings in, kind of finish that. He used the old bolt set to check the clearances and everything. Clearances are very tight. I don't remember the exact numbers. It's like 0.002 to 0.006 millimeters. He put everything in there and the crankshaft wouldn't move. There was no clearance. There has to be a little bit of clearance for oil because the crankshaft sits on oil as it spins within the block. So he took it apart and figured out why. The bearings that we purchased, if you're wondering, there's clothes hanging here because it's drying, all right? People comment. I take them out of we just hang them here for like an hour and then they dry. These are all shirts I wore in California. Yeah, so they took it apart, figured out that the main and connecting rod bearings that they ordered were plus 0.005 millimeters, seeing that they expected that the crankshaft would have been polished or would have been machined. Turns out the crankshaft was in like perfect condition. They didn't machine it, they polished it, removing no material. Therefore, the bearings were 0.005 millimeters too thick. So they had to order the stock bearings,
which took multiple days to arrive. In fact, they just got all the parts today. There's also some crush washers in there or something. They needed 2 packs of 2. They had 1 pack of 2. So they ordered another pack of 2, but it only came with 1. BMW screwed up, so they had to order another one. All of the parts are now here, and the engine build should start tomorrow. They had the block all prepped, all cleaned, greased up, so it's sitting in a covered up with plastic right now on the engine hoist. Car's in there. There's an E24 M6 up on the rack, which is cool. Black, 92,000 miles. It's an 87. Thing's beautiful. It was having new wheels and exhaust put on. So, a little bit of a setback, but they should have the engine built by the end of this week, and then hopefully the installation can begin next week. They really hadn't done anything to the car. The hood was sitting there open. He was poking around under there a little bit. I peeled up some of the tape inside to make sure that it's not going to take the finish off anything. It's fine. It's not very sticky tape at all. It's the light grade, the delicate 3M tape. So no problems there. Car's a little dusty. Other than that, it looks fine. So that's the update. I'm going to head back in on Friday and check the parts, or check the build, see how it's going. But I'm really glad, obviously, that he caught that. Every time I talk to him, he just inspires more confidence in his work. This guy checks every single thing, every bolt torque, make sure that everything is where it goes. He took a ton of pictures taking it apart. He's taking pictures putting it together to make sure that everything is right. So, you know, picture if he had put that in there and not checked the revolution ability or checked the clearances on the crankshaft, then it would have been really bad. So that's the update on the car. Then I went to class. That was miserable. Sat there for like 3 hours, tons of presentations. I just did a bunch of quizzes and classwork for other classes. Next week's going to be crazy. I have a short presentation that I have to give on Tuesday night. I have a discussion due Sunday, a huge homework assignment due Sunday, a quiz on Thursday. It's going to be really busy next week. But we'll hammer it out. We're working for summer break at this point. We've got all of April and like 2 weeks in May. We've got like 5 or 6 weeks left, so we can handle that. But it's 2:13. I'm going to go up, edit 2 vlogs, hopefully, get to bed. Tomorrow will be a classwork catch-up day, a home, stuff to do at home catch-up day. Just be a catch-up day. So, all right, talk to you guys then. Good night.